What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, it's John back again, and this is Deadline Day. Do 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 do. Sorry, everyone's been moaning about the intro music, so I thought I'd make my own. Hello, everyone. Deadline Day, fast ending, really. You know, we're 4 or 5 hours before the end. We haven't got a striker. What's your thoughts, John?
I think we've got differing opinions. You know, I don't think you're panicking. I think you would have liked to have seen some new faces in, but I don't think it's a panic on your side. We spoke about this last night, and it is always nice to freshen the squad up and get a few new bodies in. But when you look at the form that we've hit recently, and you know there is players who we didn't expect to start pulling up any trees are starting to pull up trees. I get the feeling if we did, I think we'd just be spending money for the sake of it, you know, unless it's someone who can improve us dramatically and get us, you know, 8 goals from now to the end of the season. I'm not too fussed, you know. Alcaraz looks like it's a done deal, as I said earlier on the video. The only worry is, you know, it was on Sky Sports News before, if you believe it, that Brozier is ahead of his comeback. It could be 4 to 5 weeks before he's playing again. We just hope Brozier doesn't get injured in the meantime. If you could give me a crystal ball now and I could see that Beto wasn't going to get injured, I'd be actually happy with what we've got instead of just wasting money.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And yeah, we said this yesterday, I think it was, in the debrief. We were talking about, you know, with what Moyes has done, the players we've got, etc. You know, is it worth saving the money and going to the end of the season? We are going to stay up, so it doesn't really matter. I get all of that. But I think for me, I was just it was more the optimism this morning that got me. You know, when you're hearing that, and you did a video explaining it earlier today, so make sure you go and check it out, everyone. But I think it's Matthias Tell is going to Tottenham, and there's me going, "Oh, go on, bring back Richie." And I know the comments following your video. Some people have been saying, "Why do we want him? He's bang average," but I feel like people forget where this football team is at the minute. You know,
people forget where the football team is, but there was one season there where Richie played through the pain barrier, was absolutely dead on his ass, but he kept us up single-handedly. So for me, Richie improves this team no end. So everyone's entitled to an opinion. If Richie could come back tonight, mate, I'd be cock-a-hoop. I'd be over the moon.
Yeah, and mate, you know, we talk about players with quality. This is a guy that's been the number 9 for Brazil. You know, this isn't a guy that is some average footballer that people tend to make out. You know, this guy has scored goals at top level for Brazil on a consistent basis. I don't think he's a bang average footballer. I think Richie is a very, very good footballer. I think he's very composed, calm, and a very good player. And while you've got clubs like Aston Villa who are in the Champions League and are doing really well and have signed Marcus Rashford and, you know, Marco Asensio. I mean, what a signing he is, by the way. I mean, that is a phenomenal signing. Everton aren't in that ballpark yet. We're nowhere near that ballpark yet. So I do think sometimes we need to maybe temper them expectations as of right now. In the summer, let's be bold, let's be positive, let's be ambitious. Yes, I get it. But right now, for 4 months, just as a pick-me-up, you offer me Richarlison. I'd take him all day. I'd literally take him all day. We have been linked with players this afternoon, and we have apparently put in 2 bids. One was a £10 million bid and then a £15 million bid for Tom Fellows. Now, as you know, Tom Fellows' family literally live, and I mean, they live on this road. Like literally, they live up here, turn right. They went to the school over the road. I'm not going to name it for any obviously particular reasons, but they went to all the. I know some of the family, and this is a kid that is incredibly talented, incredibly talented. He's young. He's got a bit of everything. He can play right back. He can play right wing. He's got a goal in him. He's got an assist in him. He's got an engine on him. He's one of these players that, in my opinion, ends up being one of these young players that you sign from the Championship and they turn into an absolute world beater. I rate this kid so highly. So for Everton to be linked with him pleases me immensely. Do you think, though, we get it done?
So we have a friend who's a West Brom supporter, and he messaged me before saying, leave us alone, leave him alone, blah, 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 because he's highly rated. He's really well thought of.
Ant also knows, I'll just mention his name. Right, Ant, I know you're watching. He also knows the family. He actually went to the school where they all went.
Yeah. Listen, I don't know. Listen, I dissed the first bid, to be fair, because the people that it come from didn't seem really reputable. But then you've got a couple of journos putting it out now that a £15 million bid has gone in. Now, whether Everton leave it at that and don't go any higher, I think when you put two bids in, it looks like it's definitely one. So when you go after a player like that, he fits into a David Moyes mould of the way we're going to be looking at talent going forward. So if it doesn't happen tonight before 11 o'clock, I think it happens in the summer. As you say, he's really highly thought of. But then on the flip side of that, I think if Everton up it by £5 million tonight and go to £20 million, I think there's a very good chance that a transfer sheet goes in if Everton can agree on a £20 million deal, rising to 25, depending on add-ons.
Yeah, he's a player that I think he'll be a Premier League player. Whether that's with West Brom, whether that's with Everton, whether that's with anyone else next season, I think he will be a Premier League player. Now that's showing that we've got £15 to £20 million to spend.
Well, we've got more if all reports to be believed.
So, would you spend it elsewhere if he's not the answer? Would you spend it elsewhere?
Which, the 15 million?
Yeah.
Well, the only place, in my opinion, that I'm really, really crying out for the position to be filled is up front. Now, and I know for 15 million quid, mate, you get a Brett Angel or a Stuart Barlow. You don't get enough quality. £15 million, and I know I'm not a great believer in Beto, and I don't believe we will get performances like we did consistently from him the other day, But I don't think £15 million really improves us in that position, mate. We've got Committee. He had a really, really good pre-season, Committee. Me, you, and a lot of people who we know speak to had high thoughts for Committee this season, but then he got injured in pre-season, and then he's had a few setbacks since then, and he's had different injuries, and I think he ended up having an operation. For £15 million, I don't think it's an improvement on the likes of Committee, Beto, or Calvert-Lewin. So, again, then you're going down the line then of just spending the money for the sake of spending it. Yeah. Everton, again, I'll say it on here again, I'd be shocked if Everton get dragged into a relegation fight. The three teams down there, in my opinion, are the three teams that go down.
Yeah.
So save the money. Don't go and waste 15 million quid. But if you want to add 5 million quid to it and bring the Tom Fellows in before 11 o'clock tonight and let him be in and around the club from now till May, till the season ends, and then we've already got him in the building then, going into pre-season and going into a squad that's going to be massively rebuilt by David Moyes. And I think for the quality Tom Fellows has, that's the sort of calibre of player we'll be looking at. Young, as you quite rightly say, he's definitely got the quality to play in the Premier League. And I think that's the sort of players we're going to be looking at and building. We'll be building. I can see us build a team around the likes of Ndai. You've got to build a team around him and Jake O'Brien. God's willing, if Brandtwaite's still here, which I'm unsure if he will be. But Tom Fellows fits into that. So throw another 5 million at it, or put it up to 20 million with add-ons, 15 plus whatever, plus 5, whatever. If we can get it done, then I'll be happy. But I just wouldn't go wasting £15 million on a striker that's no better than what we've got.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely spot on. And I think the other thing that you need to include there is, so Tom Fellows, for example, he has the most assists in the Championship. This is a kid. I think he's 18 still. He might be 19 now, but he's still a kid. And he no doubt will have competition to sign him in the summer. If he continues in the way he's playing, he will definitely have teams that will approach from the Premier League in the summer. Absolutely. But if Everton can get it done now, great. But as you rightly say, if you can't do it, you got £20 million towards the summer. And we've got, how many players did we say that we got out of contract? Is it 12?
12, and then we've got the 4 loan deals. So realistically, it's 16 players.
So Everton probably need all the money we can have for the summer, because we're going to have such a small, narrow, tight squad. You're going to have to see some youngsters coming in, and there's some news regarding one of our youngsters we'll touch on in a minute. But we're going to have to do something. So if it's 20 million quid or 30 million quid or whatever it is that goes towards them, and David Moyes is that comfortable that we're going to stay up, fine. My only worry is that if we've got some tough home games, specifically, we've got Man City, Arsenal and Liverpool all coming to Goodison Park. We've got away days at teams like Forest. Now, if Everton have a bad run and we do get dragged back into it again, my worry is we don't then have enough to get out of it again. Now, this season, I think we're fine. I do think we're fine. But it's just the ifs and the buts for me that I worry about. Do you get what I mean, John? I almost want the certainty.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, you've named the hard games, but you haven't named the easy games that we've got coming up at Goodison, i.e. your Ipswich. I'd even put Man United into that bracket because they're no better than us, mate. They're shite. And you've also got Southampton. So realistically, I think we need... I think we're safe anyway. But to make it mathematically, I think it could be possibly another 3 wins, let's just say.
So another 9 points.
Yeah, because the way you look at it, Southampton have won 2 games all season. Now, they need to probably... 30 points probably keeps you up, right? They need to win another 6 or 7 games, Southampton, to have any chance of staying up. Now, they've won 2 all season, and we're 3/4 away through the league. So, Southampton are gone. We seen a poor Leicester side the other day, mate. They're one of the worst teams I've seen at Goodison in a long, long, long time. And they didn't even make Everton look good, mate. Everton just blew them off the park. And then you've got Ipswich, they're not consistent. They got beat by Southampton the other day. So the 3 teams who come up, in my opinion, are the 3 teams that go. I get what you're saying. We've got some tough fixtures, but we've got some easy fixtures, mate. We need 3 more wins. Surely, the way we've been under David Moyes, with the easier fixtures that we've got left, we can find 3 wins from somewhere. So I'm not too fussed. The biggest worry is if we have a fucking shock and run, the confidence hits the arse again, and Beto gets an injury, and Ambrosia doesn't come back fully fit. Calvert-Lewin breaks down again in training. That's me worry. But the chances of that happening, mate, I mean, we've got more chance of fucking knitting fog, I think, than that happening.
Knitting fog?
Yeah. Have you never heard that saying? Oh, get with it, man. Get down with the kids.
Oh my God, knitting fog. Oh Jesus. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Um, I'm going to touch on it. I'm just going to say it then. If you was a betting man right now, do Everton bring in another player other than Carlos Alcaraz?
Charlie Alcaraz.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the way that it's, I don't know. Let's just go with that or whatever. Chanley, Carlos, whatever his name is.
Has he got an S in it? No. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't put a lot of money on it. Because listen, the way Everton are going about their business now, there's things coming out that are just dropped on us. No one had heard of Alcaraz, and the Harrison Armstrong one, which we're going to touch on, come out the blue, a player that's outgoing. I don't know. I wouldn't put money on it. That'd be bring anyone else in.
I've just messaged Ant as we were speaking.
Yeah.
He thinks it'll be the summer.
Yeah, I do. I've got to said before.
He spoke to his old man.
And it's going to be in the summer.
Yeah.
You have to be careful what you say.
I'll do. But you're in the group chat, so you can also read it.
I mean, on here.
Up the toffees.
Brilliant.
The other thing that's worth mentioning then is Harrison Armstrong. He's going out on loan. He's signing a new deal as well. I've really liked Harrison Armstrong, and I actually would have had no problem with him not going out on loan because I think he has had minutes, and I still think he could get minutes. I thought he should have had some minutes maybe on Saturday, to be fair. But a loan's not going to do him any harm either. He's going. It looks like to Derby, who are a decent team, who are great with young players. You just hope he kicks on, don't you? Hope he comes back in the summer a better player.
Yeah, he probably didn't get minutes on Saturday in case he got injured, and this move's probably been in the pipeline for a week or so. Yeah, good kid, really good. Got a good career ahead of him. Hopefully, it's at Everton, and I think it's a good move for him to go out on loan, mate. It is only till the end of the season. There's going to be a lot of kids training with Moyes in pre-season, obviously, because we know the situation with the squad size. I think a lot more of the better youth players, the fringe players, which you've been this season, your Dixon, your Harrison Armstrong, I think they could feature a lot more next season under David Moyes because that is a lot of players to bring in one window, mate. A lot of players. So they will be in and around the first team. They will go pre-season training with them. And I just think it's a good move for 4 months, mate. He goes to Derby, plays week in, week out, comes back, confident young lad, and hopefully he can impress David Moyes in pre-season to be noticed because it's a lot of players to bring in, mate. So you will see the youth players getting a sniff, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Tom Fellows is definitely, it looks like, not joining a Premier League team tonight.
He's going to Milan.
Don't hold me to any of this, but it's not happening. What do you say?
I'd laugh if it did.
Imagine, honest to God, I'd be clipped up, photoshopped, end up everywhere. But listen, as of 18 minutes past 7, it is not happening.
But the thing is, they're an hour ahead in Birmingham, aren't they?
Jog on, John. Right, okay. I haven't really got anything else to add. Look, if there is no anything before deadline day, there is no point me and John doing a live, doing another video because, no disrespect, I'm not asked about any of the other 19 clubs in the Premier League and the other, 72 in the Football League. I couldn't care less. The only club I care about is Everton Football Club. And we seem to be doing all right. The lads that we signed...
You make me laugh the way you say that. You're not interested in the other 19 clubs, blah, blah, blah. Before your dad started bringing you the game, that's why you become a Blue, because your dad's Scouse. You had a full wall of Liverpool pictures shared.
Imagine.
I'm not imagining. It's true. It's everyone's true.
Honestly, that makes me feel sick. Oh, no, mate. Honestly, not a chance. Because I'm not from Norway.
Brilliant. And for any Liverpool fans who do watch this, he is bitter and he is twisted, and I apologise for the channel.
Bitter and twisted? You're more bitter and twisted than I am.
Yeah. Used to be.
Mate, what did you say to me earlier? You said I despise them.
Mate, they don't even want them to win a fucking throw-in, never mind a league.
I mean, you were going on about the penalty decision they got the weekend while Beto
got... penalty every week, which one?
Oh, mate. While Beto got sent into...
And then fucking Beto will get sent to the fucking M57 and didn't get nothing.
Honestly, if somebody from Netflix watched us, I honestly reckon we'd like... I honestly, if anyone knows anyone that's like influential, just get them to get in touch, because it's about time we got John on stage, ain't it?
Fucking landing stage.
John was the comedian at my wedding as well. It was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, wasn't it? I was laughing at Harriet marrying someone like you.
We'll get a message now. Yeah, no, it's not happening. So, John, right, I've got nothing else to add. Have you got anything else to add?
No, as Michael said, as he said there, the red shite. If there is any news before 11 p.m, we will jump back on, but don't change your plans for us, because it's highly unlikely anything will happen.
I was just literally just having a little look as we were here, but it is dead.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, it's a quiet. I mean, to be honest with you, mate, makes me laugh, Everton, because he completed his medical. He's on Merseyside. He completed his medical yesterday. Everton are going to put it out at 11:15 and we sign him. So then they can tell us, we done something. Now, what I wanted to add, I'm sorry we were going, but if anyone's still watching, I think it's being quiet because there was targets lined up for the last manager. Him and Kevin Thelwell had targets lined up. Ernest Nuam, or whatever his name was one of them. If Dyche was still here, I reckon that deal would have happened, personally. Obviously, the manager went, a new manager come in, he put a stop on Ernie's move, and they had to basically go back to the drawing board. And David Moyes, as we know, just won't waste money for the sake of it.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. The other thing I thought, just briefly mention, is we've got an FA Cup game this weekend.
Yeah.
Against Bournemouth. Do you throw the new lad straight in?
I think Moyes will pick his strongest team, mate. There's confidence running through the team. Now, I think he'll be on the bench, but I do think he goes strong, especially against a Bournemouth team who's, playing really, really well. David Moyes will want us to go, hopefully, all the way in this FA Cup, just to keep the season alive, keep breathing confidence into these players as well. He might have a few more kids on the bench, but I do think he goes strong this week. I think Alcaraz is on the bench.
Fair enough. All right, cool. But that is it. I've got nothing else to add. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. That may well be the last video we do for deadline day, because there's just nothing. If you have an issue, and I need to know this, if you have an issue with the intro music, can you please put some suggestions in the comments about what intro music we want? Because We had about 10 different messages, and then I even had a lovely subscriber send me an email. Lovely email, by the way. Lovely email, basically saying that he apologised for having the dig about the intro music and all this lovely stuff. And I was like, that's fine, no issues. I just need an idea about what you want. So I listen, you tell, then I produce. Okay? What are you laughing at?
You fucking Paul McCartney there.
Oh, I don't know any real songs of Paul McCartney's. Do you want to give us a sing-along?
Not really, no.
Yeah, what should we sing? Bit of Robbie Williams.
On then.
No, you go first.
I don't know one.
Angel, you love it?
Yeah, come on. Right, let's end the video because we're going to fucking lose subscribers. You acting like a pleb.
Go and have a word with your Auntie June, mate.
Brilliant. Yeah, she blew away in all that fucking wind the other week. I went all with terms and she was the bag. Go
She's standing now. Fucking hell. Right. To all everyone. Peace.
Brilliant.